Hello and welcome to our exam style questions that are based upon European Baccalaureate 3 period exam type questions. So with this, you've got two parts, a part A and a part B. One is with calculator, that's the part B, and part A is without calculator. These questions we're going to do first, they're part A exam style questions and no calculators permitted. So this is exam style question one. So we got an airlines in the European Air Company Group. The ages of passengers who flew with TQ Airlines in 2024 is normally distributed. So we'll underline that, normally distributed, with a mean of 41.5 years old and a standard deviation of 9.5. Now, the very first thing we'll do is we'll graph and sketch a normal distribution curve. Now, we'll always do this when it's in part A. When we're in part A, no calculator, we always sketch it. Very first thing, because this is the empirical rule. And we'll write down these numbers. That's always going to be the way. So 1, 2, 3. And there's a wee tail bit at the end here. 1, 2, 3. I'll put in the percentages. That's going to be 34%. These are all percentages. This here is 13.5%. And again, the other side is 13.5%. This here is going to be 2.35%. This here is 2.35. And these tails are 0.15%. 0.15%. And we'll use this same graph each time for each of these questions and these numbers. We sadly need to remember them. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at one passenger is selected at random. Find the probability that they're younger than 51. So I'm going to finish this off. So the mean here is 41.5. And remember this from beforehand, 41.5. That's the mean. Now we're going to add on 9.5 to the 41.5 to get this part. And when we do that, we are going to get, 51, which is the number we're looking for. So we know that's one standard deviation above it. So let's work this out. The probability. Now the whole area under this curve is 100% or 1 or 100%. That's the whole area. We know that half of it, that's 50%. 50%. So we want the 50% plus this bit here, which we know is 34. And that will give me 50 plus 34, which equals 84%. Or what you could do is just add this, 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 and this, and you get the same 84%. That would be this here area, right? So 84%. So we want to find the probability that somebody is younger than 51. All these people here are younger than 51. So that's 84%. And the probability of that, the probability is going to be the probability. Probability is going to equal 0.84 as a probability, less than 1. Now we're going to the next question. Exactly 50% of passengers were at least B years old. What's the value of B? So these standard deviations represent the ages, all here, 41 years, 51, and so forth. Now, 50% is half this curve, half of it. And we can see that is this number here, which is the mean. So the age is just the mean, which is 41.5. So it's 41.5 years old. That's the answer to this one. We'll move on to question 2, and we'll look at this quickly. And we're going to use the same thing as we did beforehand, this same bit of graph here. So we have got the lengths of grapevines in a vineyard are normally distributed. Great, so we're using the same thing again. The mean is this, standard deviation is 18. Write that down. Mean equals 240, standard deviation equals 18. Now, we're going to graph this. Now to graph this, I'm going to do a sketch, and we'll do the sketch, and we know that this here is 240 the mean. And one standard deviation, add on 18, 258 as we did beforehand, take away 18 is 2 2, 0. And we can keep going like that, taking away 18 or adding on 18 this side. Now, luckily, I can see that these are two numbers. I want to know the probability between these two numbers, which is one standard deviation this side and this side. And we know this is 34 and 34 because we did this already up here, and you can remember these are 34, 34. So we know that that is going to be 34 plus 34, which equals 68%. So the probability is 0.68. That's the probability of this. Okay, next question. The shortest 16% of grapevines are not used. What's the minimum length? So we need to do a few more numbers in this, and we'll go backwards for this. So we're going to take away another 18 from this here number. So take away 18 from that number again. So 2220, take away 18. That's going to give me 204, isn't it? So we'll write down 204. Take away another 18 from this. When you take away another 18 from this, you get 186. 186. So we want to know the shortest. Now, we know this area is 13.5. We know this is 2.35. Again, 2.35, and that's 0.15. So we want the shortest 16%. Now, what we know is that this area here, that area there adds up to 16%. 0.15 plus 2.35 plus 13.5 equals 16% of the graph. And we know that that is this here number, which is going to be here. I'm going to write that down, and that means the smallest length is 222 centimeters. Centimeters is the smallest length, and that's how we do that question. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.